My name is Carolyn Powell. I'm the Joint General Manager of Huntley Development Trust.
My name's Donald Boyd. I'm the Joint General Manager of Huntley Development Trust.
Jo Macmillan, and I am the Business and Operations Manager for number 30 for Huntley Development Trust.
So we established the Development Trust back in 2009 as the follow-up to an initiative that was called the Aberdeenshire Towns Partnership. That was a council, Scottish Enterprise and Communities Scotland entity that was doing projects across the main towns of Aberdeenshire. That ran for about 10 years, and Huntley was one of the last one to join that. And due to changes at central government funding level, the funding for that was stopped. And that was really just as we were getting going with some momentum in the community. It was going for about 3 or 4 years. So we saw that about a year out that was going to happen, and used that time with the help of Development Trust Association Scotland to take that community ambition, to continue that momentum and start up our own organisation. We're standing at Greenmires at the site of our a community-owned wind turbine, which went up in 2016. The trust started in 2009, and in 2010 we took the decision as the organisation to try and get hold of a renewable energy asset, because we'd learned from other development trusts and communities that was a good way to go. That would put a significant sustainable income into the community with which we could do the things that people wanted us to do. Took us 6 years, and getting hold of the site on which the turbine stands was the first major milestone. That happened in 2014. With the help of the Scottish Land Fund, we were able to buy Greenmires, which is 63 acres, and it took us another couple of years from that point to put up the turbine.
There was a recognition that we need to know exactly what do the community want, what do they need, what do they feel is a priority for them. And so the town team, again, very wisely, took the decision and helped and supported by the Development Trust to create a strategy for the town. Getting feedback, direct feedback from people as to what would make a difference. And the town beautifully participated, gave their thoughts, their views. And so the strategy was developed, and it was completed around about early 2019. Then the trust recognising that the next stage of development really was going to be the town centre, and that there was going to be someone was going to be needed to do that. And my role was to start looking at buildings, looking at the town centre. What can we do that will make a difference? The timing was useful because it was at the same time that the town centre fund was available. And consequently, we first of all bought the closed Royal Bank of Scotland, and we had planned co-working in that building originally. And then a couple of months later, we purchased this building, a former department store.
So we hurriedly opened the cinema, very quickly followed by a cafe. So that took a lot. I was literally tasked one night of going home and writing down a list of everything you need to run a cafe. So that took me a while. And then we set about purchasing it, and trying really to bear in mind what people of Huntley wanted. It has to be, the building is community owned, and it has to be a centre for the community. We really want to appeal to the people that live here, come here every day. What do they want this building to be for them? And it's a beautiful space to do it in. We've got lots of amazing spaces that are so multi-purpose. You've seen today, like we've got toddlers in, we've got the school in, we can do business conferences, and the gallery. It's a really exciting place to be in. And I'm just delighted to be heading it up. Square would have been the hub for previous generations. This would have been where everything was coming and going on. There used to be till fairly recently there were 4 banks in the town, and there's none now. So that left empty buildings, and there was a lot of buildings in the square that weren't being maintained or loved. The idea really is if the trust put in money, along with funders, to make Huntley a better place, it will improve. It will drag it up with it. Everything will come with us. We've already seen some regeneration through that. I think I can probably I could think of 5 businesses that have come back since we've opened our doors. The idea is, if people are in Huntly and spending their money, then why wouldn't you come as a business? Because we've already built a market for you to sell your product to. People weren't coming before, and businesses weren't moving in because there was nobody here. There's nobody to choose sell to. Now there is. There's people here all times of day. Already businesses are coming. So it's perfectly done already what's it set out to do. And we feel this is the beginning. We're just starting what could be really amazing.
We've just come from the town centre of Huntly, where we've just opened a multi-million-pound redevelopment of a vacant, derelict department store. It was an eyesore in the community for several years, and with the ownership of this land here, we've managed to put up the income generator that has managed to then lever in funds to start transforming our community in the way that the people wanted to see transformed. I think that's been part of the issue over the years, is that we haven't had the wherewithal to do what we all think needs to happen. And having the land is the key to being able to do that.
We also have the Huntly Travel Hub. So we own 20 e-bikes and 2 electric cars. So again, we're looking at environmental sustainability. Now, if you imagine those 3 things, so we have this rural centre, we have a travel hub, and now we have number 30. And this is the time when those 3 things start to link together. So if you can imagine what I picture as a day in the life of a co-worker. So they come in here and they do some work. And they and their pals use an electric bike or one of the cars to go up to Green Miles. And at lunchtime, they go mountain biking, or they go for a walk around the pond, or they take part, they have some fun. Then they come back here, they get some good, healthy food, and they carry on working. It means that families, I met a gentleman who brought his grandchildren here one Saturday, to see a film. And he said, we're seeing a film today. I've got the children for the weekend. I'm seeing a film today. And then tomorrow, we're going on the pump track. He said, but I'm not. He said, the children are. You know, that entire weekend had been created through projects that were designed purely to do that. Yeah, across the generations, people who live locally saying, let's take advantage of what is being offered here. And the benefits to all of those things are enormous. We've got to be mindful of the history of a place is its people. The people are the history. And all the things that they did brought us to where we are now. If we use it wisely, and if we guard it and protect it and encourage people to understand it, to learn more about it, we will help protect the future. And it's an integral part of a community, and that's how we see it.